Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Corey, better known as the Seaman. Now I want to welcome you to another edition of the Seaman's Cinema Sit Down. Oh man, I went to the theater last night. Keanu Reeves, I love him so much, and I love these movies. Oh my gosh, man, it's so good. We've talked Chapter 1, we've talked Chapter 2. I went and saw Chapter 3, and oh boy, are we gonna talk about Chapter 3. Oh man, I hope that Keanu makes action movies like this for the rest of his career, because it's just such a treat to watch these things on screen. Oh god, pull up a chair, man. Take a seat. We are getting ready to dive in, spoiler free, into John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum. Oh my gosh, man. I tell you, I said this in my theater throwback for Chapter 2. No matter which movie you like the most, no matter how you rank these movies, the one thing that is undeniable about these films, everybody steps their game up. Everybody raises the bar, and everybody just blows right past it and crushes in these movies. Oh my gosh, man. The action in this thing is stupendous. And once again, Mr. Chad Stileski, our director, Mr. David Leitch, our main producer, and Mr. Derek Kolstad, our writer of these three movies. Man, this team, along with Keanu Reeves, they just continually come up with new ways to kill people. I mean, what John Wick does in this movie is like nothing you've ever seen John Wick do. I mean, you go through Chapter 1, Chapter 2, and you're like, what else can you do other than just having sick choreography? Well, I'll tell you what, man. First 25 minutes of this film might be the best stretch of any John Wick movie to date. And all you do is see John Wick kill people in ways you didn't know that John Wick could kill people. He comes up with new ways to kill people every movie. Holy cow, man. The opening 25 minutes is crazy. It kind of starts with a one-on-one matchup and then just unfolds into mayhem. Before we get there, probably should reset ourselves, right? So Chapter 1, Mr. Wick's dog is killed and his car is stolen, which sets him off on a revenge mission because his dead wife was the one who sent him the dog. And that kind of brings him back into the assassin's world enough where people are like, well, John's kind of back. He owes me a favor. And then that favor leads us into Chapter 2, which by the end of Chapter 2, Mr. Wick does something that gets a contract put on him that's so large. It's international, man. Everybody's coming after him. He's excommunicado. He's been kicked out of the world of assassins, and he is priority numero uno, man. Everybody is going to hunt John Wick down. And when excommunicado kicks in, remember Ian McShane, the manager of the New York Continental, kind of lets John have an hour. He's like, I'll give you an hour because I can. He respects John. He understands where John's coming from in that movie and what happens, but oh man, you get some nice setup. John does a couple things, and then it starts. Like I said, you get this kind of one-on-one matchup in the library. You ain't seen nothing till you seen this one. Oh my god, dude! The whole first 25 minutes. First off, crowd I was with last night in our sold-out show, on fire, man. We were having so much fun, and you literally, that opening 25 minutes, everybody in the crowd, even people who don't, like, you could tell there are people in the crowd that might not talk or make noise. Didn't matter. You could not go, oh! You get to the point, the end of one of these sequences, and like the crowd, everyone starts clapping because you're just like, holy jeez. And I stood up. I was like, get him, John! Wild stuff. And then following that opening, like, one-on-one combat, like I said, mass mayhem. Everywhere John goes, people are seeing him, and they're like either checking their watch, like, tick-tock, John, it's almost excommunicado time, or once that time has arrived, just out the woodworks. And like I said, the action is bigger and crazier, and we see him utilize things that we know he can do, but in bigger ways, man. They highlight a sequence with him and knives. We see it in the trailer just a little bit. That's the other thing, man. These trailers, they give you so much, but man, they not even scratch the surface. And it's just, you sit there and you're like, holy, like the whole movie, you were audibly yelling because the things he's doing on screen is crazy. This is I don't know if it's necessarily the best movie of the three, in my opinion, but it's the best action, and it is the best Keanu's been in any of these movies, man. The choreography that him and Chad Stahelski and anyone else working in the stunt, realm come up with in this film. Holy cow, dude. And it's non-stop. It is relentless action, man. And this movie, even more than the other two, the score really kicks in a way where it's just like, dude, it is unrelenting. And you're like, when is it ever going to stop? And it does. They find ways to break the action for a bit. I thought it was just going to be nonstop. I was like, we're going to get 2 hours of just nonstop action, but you can't do that to anybody, man. I mean, it'd be impossible. The amount of damage this dude takes, he needs a couple times to regroup. And he does. There's a couple downtime stretches in the movie where, you're actually having a lot of fun. That's what I like. The other thing, when you're not doing action, Stihelski and Kolstad, they're finding things that are entertaining and cool, and I like what they did, and the cinematography. Holy cow, man. John Wick goes international one more time, and some of the places that he ends up, man, they're just able to give you these wonderful looking shots and sequences. And again, like I said in my theater throwback from Chapter 2, the lighting, man, the different ways they are able to light this movie up. Green certainly is a big one. You get some purple in there. There's wonderful daytime stuff. There's some daytime stuff in this movie. Oh God, it's so cinematic and just so beautiful to watch. And then, like I said, the choreography and the set pieces are huge. There's a scene toward the end where John's in the Continental. That's that one in the trailer where you see him come at the one guy and just do like all these headshots. Man, let's put it this way: they found a creative way to get more headshots into the movie without having to kill like that many people. Dude, the scene in the Continental is wonderful. But if there is any scene in this movie that just kind of steals your breath away, that doesn't involve John Wick, it is his second act action sequence. We've heard rumors that this was big. This was going to be something. That Halle Berry was in this movie for a reason that people didn't realize. We'd seen her training videos. We knew she was going to bring it. When I said these trailers don't scratch the surface, this is really what I'm talking about, man. We don't even have... You have no clue what Halle Berry is going to do in this movie. I won't lie to you. I did think the movie sometimes was a little too funny, and I did think that Halle Berry was the focus of a sequence a little too much, but she earns every freaking second she is on screen. Holy cow, man. Like I said, David Leitch, the producer, really good at showcasing people doing things you didn't know they could do. Charlize Theron in Atomic Blonde, Common in Chapter 2. Halle Berry's joining that club in Chapter 3, man. She does almost all of her own stunt work. And again, the camera constantly making sure you know it is Halle Berry. That anytime they cut to her, as much as I wanted to pay more attention to John, I was okay with it because, wow, dude, she blows your mind. Halle Berry, I never saw it coming. I knew that there was something that was going to happen that people were talking about. And it just blew me away even more than I could have thought. She was unbelievable. And that sequence is a lot of fun, man. The back and forth with her and John, their chemistry is great. And how that progresses the story forward. And then, like I said, that action sequence, you're just like, there's so many people in this movie. Oh my goodness, dude. Like I said, man, the world building is just so good in these movies, and we get even more of that here too, right? So we learn more about John, we learn more about this world, we learn more about the high table, and who kind of actually runs the high table, and just all these interesting things where you're just like, oh man, we meet this adjudicator, who works for the high table, and she's a very no-nonsense kind of person, played wonderfully by Asia Kate Dillon. You hate her so quick, man. She figures out ways to make you hate her. And she's really pretty much our way back to a lot of our favorite characters in this world. We get to hang with Ian McShane's Winston and Lance Reddick's Sharon. We also get to hang out with Laurence Fishburne's Bowery King. And the adjudicator, like I said, she's no nonsense. And she brings in our main antagonist into this movie, Mark Dacascos, who plays Zero. he brings a lot of humor and entertainment to this movie, but also some badass stuff, man. Him and his dudes that kind of start helping out the adjudicator with stuff. Like, they get stretches in this movie where John disappears. And that's the other thing. The one issue I have with this, I don't think I can put it, I don't know. But it did irk me a little bit that John disappeared a couple times in this movie, but we get really cool stuff when John's not on screen, which I'm okay with. And Zero's group is a lot of that. It's him and these two other guys that are kind of like ghosts. And oh man, dude, like when we get to the finale and John Wick is going up against these dudes, it's so much fun because they like have respect for John Wick because of who he is. And just, it's crazy, dude. And I really, really did dig, Mark Dacascos in this movie because I thought he crushed it, man. Like I said, he's so intriguing on screen. I just like how they played with his character and the stuff that he got to do with John. It just provided lots of entertainment. Like I said, the world building is wonderful. Angelica Houston shows up. We've seen her in the trailers. I love what her character is and where that goes. I just love all the things that we're able to add. How we continue to add and add and add in this world. It's mind-boggling. But yeah, I mean, you can't lose anywhere. Jerome Flynn, another Game of Thrones guy. Bronn up in this movie, also in the Casablanca area, playing Barada, who again is tied to John's past in a way. Really, really fun. Like, there's a lot of fun in this movie, and it's because of the performances. A lot of these performances are just excellent. But at the end of the day, even when you do, like I said, there were moments where I was like, why is John not on screen for this stretch of time? Or what? They make it up to you. I promise you, man. Keanu Reeves, like I said, is at the top of his game in this movie. Stileski is at the top of his game in this movie. Kolstad is at the top of his game in this movie. Leach is at the top of his game. And like, this movie just does things you never expect it to do. And oh God, it's a wonderful third chapter. And where this movie ultimately ends up, I loved it. I loved it so much. Oh, dude. We're probably, maybe. I always say, like, we're on Doom, and then I don't always get to them. But I want to get to a spoiler discussion in this because, oh, my gosh. And if you're going to go see this movie, please go see it in IMAX or a Dolby Digital, somewhere where the audio is going to be kicking because the gunshots, the hits, the action, everything just hits so loud. Like, you feel it. At points in the movie. And I thought that enhanced the world. And also go this weekend, man. Go where there is a crowd. Because the crowd I was with last night, we had so much fun in this movie. And that's the thing. Like, the dialogue, there is really good dialogue in here. And like I said, the story, it really pushes the story forward. But there are long, long stretches in this movie where there is no dialogue. Because it is just all action. And it allows the crowd to be audibly interactive. And not in like an annoying way where people are just, but like, you're just constantly like, oh, you like, and I just had so much fun. So do yourself a favor, go to IMAX this weekend, see John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum, and just love every second that you're in the movies. Like I said, I'm gonna have to do a spoiler because there's so much to talk about. But this one, like, it's the more I've even just thought about what I watched, and like I said, that opening 25-minute sequence, I need to go back and see it again. It's just so good. So there you go, man. Those are all my non-spoiler thoughts. I start talking anymore, I'm going to give away things, and I don't want to give anything away in this movie. But big, big, big things. And we see a lot of stuff that we didn't know that we could see with John Wick. It's so much fun. So I love John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum. The question is, do you? If you've seen the movie already, did you dig it, man? Did you love that the action, was once again bigger and badder than it's been before? Did you not think it was bigger or badder? Where does this one fall for you? What did you dig? What did you not dig? What was, without spoiling anything, what were some of your favorite stretches? Was it that early 25 minutes? Was it that Halle Berry sequence? Was it, the stuff toward the end of the movie? What were you digging? All of that down below. If you haven't seen John Wick Chapter 3, has the old Seaman enticed you? I mean, dude, come on, look at me. I'm like, thumbs up stuff, dude. This movie's so much fun. I hope I've enticed you. Let me know if you want to go check this thing out or if you're just, uninterested. Whatever you're thinking, comments go down below. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're new here, you want to come join along in all my Seaman fun, man. You want to go back and see, my throwback Thursday theater throwback and my flashback Friday theater throwback about Chapter 1, Chapter 2. Hit that subscribe button. Come check it all out. And then if you hit that little bell, you'll get alerts every time I drop videos, man. We're always having some fun. And I tell you, I have an unboxing coming up. I got a new box that we got to take a look at this weekend. So if you want to check all that out, go hit that subscribe, hit the alert. You'll get all of the notifications on when I'm around. And that's it, man. We've come to another end of a video here. So for the Seaman's Cinema Sit Down, I'm the Seaman. I'm signing off. Peace. Well, if you aren't still here looking for something else to check out that's Seaman related, why don't you check out a video like this guy or this guy? And if you really want to help the Seaman out in year 2, hit that subscribe button and come join the Cinema Sit Down Squad, kids. You know what to do. See ya.